Hi there viewers, welcome to my channel where I review and showcase some interesting game titles from the past, the present and the future. Konami have published quite a few iconic titles, as we saw with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade games and Turtles in Time on the SNES, which I covered in my top 5 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video. They also published this little gem, as I'm sure most of you SNES fans will remember, 1993 SNES release of Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Released on the Mega Drive the same year, and while not a huge difference overall, the SNES was the superior version with slightly better visuals and improved music. It got a re-release along with its sequel Ghoul Patrol on Xbox, PlayStation 4 and PC in June of this year, but sadly didn't include an online co-op mode or anything in the way of customization. So apart from being a bit of a cash grab from developers Lucasfilm, it's still an almost perfect port of the original on the SNES. So Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a single or two-player co-op, top-down, run-and-gun shooter, but what makes this game very unique is its tongue-in-cheek nod to classic movie horror tropes. It's both a parody and a homage to iconic horror movies dating all the way back to the 50s to more obvious modern horrors such as Friday the 13th and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Even though the game was an obvious parody, some of the more violent movie tropes were actually censored in Europe and Australia, such as the chainsaw men having their chainsaws removed and replaced with a pickaxe, and the red blood changed to purple ooze. Even the game title was changed to just Zombies, just in case, I don't know, some kids might take the title literally. Like most older arcade and console games in the 90s, the simplicity drives the fun. The simple plot sees two suburban teens, ZK and Julie, try to defend their helpless neighbours from rampaging B-movie monsters. Each player can choose to play either ZK or Julie in single player or team up together in two-player. The helpless suburbanites can be located on your map at any time by pressing the trigger button, so you have a good idea where they can be found. But it's no easy task, as most of the levels are structured in the form of a maze. Once all the neighbours on a level have been located and saved, a door opens that will take the player to the next stage, but you have to reach them before the constantly spawning monsters do, or else they get monster munched. And if all the neighbours die on a level, then the player dies too. Every level has a touch of humour running through it, and there's even some tongue-in-cheek gags with the level names, such as Terrifying to the Bone, Level 13, Chopping Mall, and The Day the Earth Ran Away. There's even some B-movie cinematic taglines like More Shocking Than Level 5, Level 6, Pyramid of Fear. The comedy and wit is not always so obvious and runs deeper than you would think. Take note of the points awarded for the neighbours you must rescue, which reflects the priorities of a suburban teen perfectly. The blonde cheerleader nets you a full 1000 points, the hag-like teacher brandishing the F-grade essay a mere 10. There's a guy cooking at the barbecue, and if you pay attention to where the score actually appears, saving him is worth a mere 5 points, but his juicy burger warrants a cool 100. I love details in games, and it's small details like this that really make this game unique. In terms of B-movie monster tributes, Zombies has it covered, with everything from vampires, werewolves, huge demonic babies, spiders, giant ants, squid men, evil dolls, UFOs, blobs, mummies, giant worms, pod people, chainsaw-wielding maniacs, and bobble-headed aliens straight out of a 50s sci-fi so obscure that nobody other than true B-movie geeks would make reference to. Your basic zombie may pose the main threat, but the game draws on nearly every kind of B-movie horror and sci-fi inspired monster. Where it gets even more interesting is that for every weapon there is a corresponding monster that's more vulnerable to its effect. The masked chainsaw men, aka the Jason clones from Friday the 13th, just like in the movie, are really hard to kill, so the best option on them is to freeze them temporarily with a blast from the fire extinguisher and just outrun them. The weed whacker is the weapon of choice for alien weeds and pod plants, and while you can kill a werewolf with water squirts eventually, throwing some silverware at him will make him die instantly. Hidden on nearly every level there are special bonus items such as first aid kits, super speed running shoes, ghost kid potions, and special potions that can be used to temporarily transform into a purple beast with a bad attitude, gaining complete immunity for a short time and having the ability to smash everything in your path, including locked doors and even walls that would normally require using up precious keys and bazooka ammo. Difficulty as well, let's just say a tad bit hard, but there are passwords at certain points, so it's not a case of starting the game from scratch each time you die. You get 3 lives, and to be able to successfully complete all 45 levels and find the 7 bonus levels requires deft use of weapons, picking up and stockpiling ammo for more difficult levels, and successfully locating those purple beast potions and first aid kits. What makes it even more difficult is the flaky collision detection and some of the enemy AI being ridiculously cheap, just killing survivors before you've even had a chance to see where they are on the map. It's a minor quibble and thankfully doesn't crop up too much throughout the game. Zombies is all about graphical style rather than graphical detail, and while obviously based off 30-year-old SNES hardware, it has that timeless pixel art look that still looks unique, and in terms of originality and character design, this game still sets the bar. The soundtrack at times can be repetitive, as it will loop continuously if you spend a lot of time exploring a level, but it's a minor quibble as most of the tunes are classic earworms that stay in your head for ages. They also manage to blend in the most amusing way possible with the various movie tropes within a particular level. This tune from the Titanic toddler level blends its riffs with the random babbling of a 40-foot baby, and it won't be easy getting this one out of your head. Zombies Ate My Neighbors blends humour, parody, strategy, action and fun in a lengthy, endlessly satisfying single or two-player experience. When it seems that every game these days has to include the undead in some form, Zombies Ate My Neighbors does it better and separates itself from the crowd. If you enjoyed the video, please support the channel and hit the subscribe button. As well as letting you know there's a new video out to enjoy, it also gives me motivation to continue making them. Thanks for the support guys, and I do hope to see you all here again for the next video.